This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
And that slight hesitation, and there, right there, Wade, you see the inexperience.
Complete indecision there. Shot that she had. The former shot, oh my God. Boots on. Oh! Lynch tried to get her knees up. I don't think she quite connected.
Yeah, but she did a bit. She didn't get all of it.
Welcome to Didn't Get All of It, Year 2. We made it. Who knew you could start a podcast and last longer than a year? Crazy. No one's ever done that before until now. This week on the show, we're talking about a lot of stuff that happened on TV. We got people returning. We got people debuting. We got John Cena having a match that's not bad. We got AEW stuff. We got Sabu dead. We got a lot to talk about. First, I'm Paul Griffin. Welcome to the show. Joining me is most of the Fatal 4, including Kody.
I feel like I was tricked. I did not know that we would be doing more than a year's worth of podding.
Yeah, funny how that happens.
But I'm here.
Also here, the B stands for B going electric, because B-Rob wants an electric car.
Well, actually, the B stands for Ballerina, which comes out June 6th. Get your tickets now. You can pre-order. And if you use promo code BROB, you get nothing.
That's right. This podcast is brought to you by Ballerina. I just got a new Peloton, so please sponsor us, whoever.
Whoever.
Andrew Cuomo running for mayor of New York. He's sponsoring the podcast, giving us all the money. Guys, Peloton treadmill rules. I didn't know I could still run.
You know, I have not ran since 2016.
I was like an avid runner at that time, and I was doing like 5Ks every day. And then COVID started, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore. So I did the bike. And then one day I'm like, I'm going to go try to run. So I ran a 5K, and I felt like a train hit me. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore. So I did the bike. And my wife's like, I want to get a treadmill. And I'm like, then we're getting the Peloton one. She's like, I don't need that. And I'm like, we're getting the Peloton one because I need that. So I've used it 4 times and she's used it 0 so far. And we got it on Monday.
Nice.
Love that shit.
Anyway, I'm going to run one day.
If you guys want to talk more about my Peloton adventures, you can do that in the Discord, which you can get by going to fatal4pod.com and clicking the Patreon button at the top. It'll take you to the Patreon. For $3 a month, you get ad-free episodes. You get access to the Discord. You can come hang out with us and chat all week. There's like a whole section for therapy, apparently now.
Yeah.
There's a whole section for talking about wrestling while it's happening. There's a section for talking about wrestling when it's not happening. You can come talk about video games. You can come talk about movies. You can come talk to us. It's cool. It's a great place to hang out. There's lots of people there that don't suck.
Mm-hmm.
And for $5 a month, you get bonus shows, including this week's episode of Didn't Get All of It Japan on Excursion, where they talk about Rinka King.
My God.
Wait a minute. Is Rinka King still a thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was deceased in 2012. It only lasted
the podcast and learn
as
more
the
about
Mayan
it.
calendar predicted.
Only 26 episodes, folks.
Did you guys watch all 26?
No. We only watch one specific one, which we'll talk about if you check it out.
Yeah, so check that out at the Patreon. Really need to text everybody to schedule this Q&A mailbag one. Maybe we'll do that this weekend. See what everyone's up to.
Where the fuck is Tyler?
I don't know. Where is Tyler? Where's Noah? Good question. People are asking.
Yeah,
I know
ask
where he
questions.
is.
Where's Noah?
I know where he is.
Where's Noah?
He's on the ark.
Oh shit. He loves that joke.
As we're recording this, I'm seeing that on TNA Impact, Tessa Blanchard is wrestling Nikita Lyons.
Oh no!
Oh my god, that's like
Somehow Tessa not the worst person in that match.
But here's the thing. I mean, we all know how Tessa feels about black people. How does she feel about people who act black?
I need to watch that. Hold on, y'all take on the rest of this. I'm gonna go tune in.
I can't believe anybody here is watching Impact on purpose. Are you just scrolling Twitter and saw a clip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I record it.
That's insane. In 2025, recording TNA. What's wrong with you?
I like wrestling.
Okay, but you don't have to do that.
All right.
I have it playing live. I'll give you updates as we go.
Please don't.
It's on commercial right now.
I don't care. Wait, what's the commercial for? Is it for the Goya cookie with the golden wrapper?
No, it's some damn.
Can that golden wrapper do this?
It's
Drop
like some
microphone.
prepaid legal bullshit.
Guys, commercials are so bad these days.
I don't never see them, so I can't tell you what's bad.
How you never see commercials? You don't watch TV?
No.
Oh, TV's the best though.
I only watch like wrestling and the movies that I want to watch. So I don't watch TV.
Guess that's fair. I finished Andor last night. What a show.
Tessa Blanchard is currently backstage with Santino Marella's daughter, Ariana from NXT.
Okay.
They're having a little talk.
That's all right. I don't care.
Those certainly are sentences.
She just slapped her. Oh my god.
Oh no. I hope she shows up on NXT this week.
Tessa Blanchard?
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Why not?
Absolutely
Give her a
not.
chance. People can change. Let Tessa hold the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Just because she
Colors
used to
the
be part of
baby.
the Dangerous Knights crew.
As long as it's not a colored baby.
Well, maybe she
I don't know
feels
if you
differently
can say
now.
that.
I could say that. You can't.
Didn't she date a black guy though?
No, Spanish guy.
Oh, okay.
Daga, for those who wanted to know. Former
What a
Lucha
name.
Lucha
What's he
Underground
up to?
guy. I think he is wrestling in Japan currently.
Well, if anyone would know, it'd be you.
Well, I mean, they move around so frequently or whatever. But the last time I seen him, he was in a stable with Homos,
Interesting.
which they, my God, let me tell you about this. Almost left WWE for a little while. I mean, not like, released from the company or anything, which, that baffles my mind anyway. But when he was gone, they sent him to Japan because now they have the partnership with Pro Wrestling Noah. And they sent him to Noah. And night one of his debut, he won the tag team titles. And he beat top talent in Pro Wrestling Noah. And for whatever reason, WWE pulled him, which made him vacate those tag titles. And we haven't seen Omos since.
Did they pull him, or was that just the time he was allotted to go there?
No, they pulled him because it was just before the Rumble. I'm not talking about the Rumble's tomorrow, then they pulled him so you can be there for the Rumble. I mean, weeks in advance of the Rumble, they pulled Omos. They made him vacate those titles and they pulled
weren't
him
certain
off.
that they could get a big star from another company, and then they got Joe Hendry, so they told Omos it's okay, stay home, stay Homos.
Yeah, but he's been nowhere since. He's been in limbo.
That's
Did you
okay.
say stay homos?
Yeah.
AJ Francis is on TV right now.
All right, you guys want to talk about anything else?
Yeah, you know what would be lighten the mood? Let's talk about Sabu.
He did.
He had a stint in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sabu died this week.
What a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
The way it was broken to me, it was very on brand.
Noah didn't find out until Tuesday.
What?
He texted in the group. He was like, "This is how I found out," or something. Right? I had no idea this happened. We were texting about it.
Yes.
Did he die on
Saturday?
He died on Sunday, right?
Saturday, Sunday.
I thought it was Monday.
No, it was definitely Sunday because I was at my mother's house for Mother's Day with my family, and my brother is the one who actually broke the news to me. He saw a headline on his phone. He was like, "Sabu dead." I was like, "What?"
He should have turned all the lights off first, and then turned it back on and be like, "He's up there."
Paul, did you want to disclose how you sent out this information?
Nah, it's not that funny.
I think
I think I put it in the Discord too, so everyone who's listening already saw it.
All right. And if you want to see it too, you have to be a part of the Discord, which you can do by going to patreon.com/fatal4pod.com.
Just told. Crazy that he was only 60.
Yeah, right?
I thought he was 60 his entire life.
I thought he was like I thought he was 60 when he wrestled John Cena.
Yeah, like he's always come off extra old to me, but I guess it's because he killed himself in the ring.
Yeah. And then we already
he seemed pretty great.
Yeah, we already kind of did a tribute to him on Didn't Get All of It Japan on the latest episode, and Will Hauser went through kind of like the whole history and gave you a little bit of background on old Sabu. So if you were interested in that, check us out on the other side of it.
I assume it's more respectable than what we're doing, but
yes, very much so.
Crazy that he got to have a match with John Cena at like peak John Cena time,
and
crazy.
It fucking was ruled too. It was so good.
Crazy that 3 weeks prior to his death that he got to call his last match.
I mean, if I knew I was going to be gone in 3 weeks, my last match wouldn't have been Joey Janela.
Hey man,
he did some crazy shit in that match too.
Yeah,
I saw clips from it, and he was jumping in barbed wire, and
it looked like Sabu.
Yeah, I mean, it was the most Sabu way to go out. So, it seemed like he was very well loved by people in the industry. It was just cool as fuck. Like,
yeah,
I didn't watch a whole lot of ECW in its prime, but was very much put onto it by the WWE, buyout and integration, and he was instantly one of my favorites.
Yeah,
from that brand.
I think my lasting memory of him, and then y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, because I mix up shit a lot. I think when they did like the little ECW infusion on Raw proper, I think he jumped off the A on the Raw sign or something like that.
I think that's right. Like in 97.
Yeah, like way back. So that's like one of my lasting memories of Sabu, if that was Sabu, because my memory is
because there's nobody's like him.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if we get a tribute spot in the Royal or the Money in the Bank, where someone runs up the chair and does a springboard.
That'd be pretty cool.
Oh hell yeah, someone should.
Maybe like Penta could do that or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like even on everybody give the little tribute spots on respective shows and whatnot. And I think the most poignant was the one that Taz gave on commentary this week on Dynamite. He was real choked up about it, So he said what he had to say.
That was nice. And Punk did a little tribute to him on Raw, pointing up to the sky.
Yeah,
right, because they were both ECW originals.
True.
O'Shea Jackson is on TNA right now.
Okay. Junior or senior?
Junior.
Okay. You know what the most fucked up thing is, though?
That O'Shea Jackson's on TNA?
No.
No, B-Rock keeps talking about TNA.
Yeah, I agree. The most fucked up thing is that Sabu is dead, and he didn't even die. He didn't even die via homicide, or suicide, or genocide.
We don't know that yet. Actually, I don't think we know that.
Oh, okay.
I assume they're going to do those three. You don't normally drop dead at 60 from natural causes.
Yeah.
Well,
my understanding is he's been pretty fucked up for a while. So
yeah,
I certainly hope it wasn't the first two.
Either of the three.
But you're hoping it was genocide?
No, I was just gonna say
that'd be way worse.
I don't think he booked a trip to Gaza, so I don't think it's the third one.
Oh no.
Hey, is Indy Hartwell.
What else is in the news?
Jim Ross has cancer. Just to lighten the mood a little bit, folks.
He's still alive though. That does lighten the mood.
He does. He made a post on X this week announcing that he was diagnosed with colon cancer and that surgery is being scheduled in the next week or two. He appreciates everyone's concern and support.
It's pretty vague.
Uh-huh.
But I guess, like, if they're having the surgery,
yeah,
and he's short with it, maybe it's fine.
Yeah, and he also had some words to say on Inside the Ropes. Did anybody hear this? Anybody see this?
I don't think so.
He's not shocked that Cody Rhodes left AEW because Cody could actually realize his potential in WWE.
That's right, because he wasn't allowed to win the world title in AEW.
He's in AEW to get his money. Not specific on who he was talking about. I think it was Cody's favorite.
I think Jim Ross is there to get money.
Yeah.
And Jack Perry was scared shitless of CM Punk. And then Punk should have waited until after the event to scrap with Perry.
See, that's where I disagree. This was way more funny to do it before his match.
Before his match and then walk out knowing that this was his final AEW match and put on a fucking banger with Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Way better.
Nah, that was much better. Best of luck to JR, good old JR.
In his future endeavors.
Say what you will about his AEW run, but he's a legend and probably the greatest commentator of all time. So,
hang on.
Huh?
In the year of our Lord, Joe Tessitore?
Oh, man, shut your whore mouth.
That might be the funniest thing Paul's ever said.
I don't know. Did you already forget about Stay Homos?
That was pretty good.
Look at you. Just giddy.
I ran him off tonight. Speaking
Anybody else dead?
Why the hell is Omos still there? And why is Nikita Lyons still there? What are we doing?
How have they not sent Omos to like TNA yet?
Yeah, where is Almost?
He can't fit in the impact zone. It's too small.
Right, well, speaking of fitting things, Willow Nightingale has
fitted herself on the AEW roster.
Yeah, she's fitted her pockets with more cash because she just signed a new deal with AEW. She ain't going anywhere.
Good for her.
According to Fightful.
What do you think is her ceiling?
This.
In that company.
This.
They're not going to do anything else with her.
Yeah.
They should.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
I think
she
my
might
highlight
win the world title one day.
Yeah, one day in another company. I think my highlight of the week was a picture of Willow and Monty Brown.
I thought that happened like a month ago.
Nah, I just seen it a week ago. You know, it hadn't happened till I saw it.
That's true.
Yep.
Here, I have this footage to show you from 2001.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you've ever seen it before.
I've seen it already. I did 16 years of service behind that bullshit.
I hope they do something with Willow because she's like one of the best they have, but I feel like AEW is tremendous at struggling to book their women in a way that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have their one who's the champ, and then there's like a program
everybody else
kind of that's around them, and then they just beat that person, and in between they wrestle Joshi people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's all they do. There's no like programs that feel like meaningful. Every once in a while you get like one of those collision blood feuds where it's like, oh, Anna Jay like bladed like crazy for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
You get those stories from time to time, but it sure feels like nothing happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, except the of course this would be the exception to the rule, but Tony Storm and Mariah May was
it was good.
That was the only one, but that was still about the champ.
Yeah.
And as most things should be, but you could also have like programs without the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Mariah May is getting the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So what good did that do?
You're not wrong.
Britt Baker's gone. Not that anyone liked her,
Mm-hmm.
but like she had a whole thing with Jamie Hayter at that one point that just kind of like didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Anytime there's a team of women, they're like, when are they going to break up? It's 6 months too late. I don't know. I wish them the best of luck. I hope they use Willow to her best abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll team with Bailey.
If only.
That would actually probably be a very good tag team. Just like bring back the hugger gimmick and have them be just bundles of positivity or whatever.
The bestest of friends.
I don't think it'll happen, but maybe. I guess we'll see.
And we'll see you right after this break.
No, we won't.
What?
We're going to talk about NXT real quick.
What?
Yeah,
that's
not
in
the note.
Oh, it is. Fuck. All right. I could have sworn that was.
I'll talk about it. I watched it. A couple things to note from this show on NXT this week. First being Miles Bourne cut a promo acknowledging his disability.
Acknowledge him.
And not letting it define him, and talking about how he's going to win the title at Stand and Deliver Lash. Whatever that next show is.
I think it's Battleground.
Battleground.
Look, I know the dude is like deaf and he struggles to talk in a way that sounds like everybody else.
Normal, yeah.
I wouldn't say normal, but
yeah. Look at RFK, right?
That guy talks weird. No, Miles Bourne he's good. He cut a great promo, and everybody else is around him. Great promo. Ren Sinclair in the background making faces is tremendous all the time.
Yeah, because
it's
just Cody out.
That's just her face. I don't know.
I love her face. She's great. Cody needs to grow up.
I think Miles he's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he's got a good look. He's got a cool
Randy
story.
Tropes.
And yeah, I did see this promo, and it was pretty good. You know, he wants to be an inspiration for people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope he does win,
and it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
like why not? Let him win. Who cares?
Yeah.
In an interesting development, Tatum Paxley was shown backstage at one point, and she's screaming and crying and throwing dolls and shit around at a dollhouse because all of her friends got fired.
All her friends are dead. Push her to the edge. They're like
dancing around it, like she's talking about like, oh, I've been abandoned and no one's around anymore. But like it's very clear, like referencing the people who got released. And on one hand, she should be reacting that way. But on the other hand, it does seem a little weird to work that into an angle.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's kind of like in poor taste. A little bit.
I mean, it kind of, but on the other hand, it's like, what do you? Why wouldn't you acknowledge that some of these people are probably upset that their friends aren't around? And of course, in the match, they made it about how Lyra went to the main roster because that was her previous friend. And they're like, Corey, what do you think about this? And he's like, it kind of sucks. He couldn't really talk around it. He's like, she's had a really bad couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So that was weird. Bunch of skippable matches. Nothing happens on this show generally. There's some really terrible mob storyline stuff going on with Stax and the other one.
So fucking much.
It's so bad. The acting is terrible.
Stupid.
The production is stupid. There's a safe house that one is living in for some reason.
Paul, you talked about this way, way, way back. And I'm like, since it's not the way you described it, how it should be, I don't want it at all. Like how you said it should be like wrestling related and not like Tony Sopranos type shit.
I guess. To me, it's like, he's like beating him up in the front yard of some like shitty house. and like doing hits on each other, and it doesn't make sense. It's poorly acted. Neither of these guys are going to succeed on the main roster with this nonsense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Tony D'Angelo,
that's his name,
is a good wrestler, but the gimmick is going to hinder him.
Well, maybe they can put him in the Wyatt 6 or something.
Then it'd be the Wyatt 7.
Or 8. Who cares?
But like ATE. And they all become super cunty instead of spooky.
Oh, no.
Because they ate. Not the they did the Gen Z 8.
Yes.
Because I was going to go the 90s route and say they all ate and then they got fat.
I think they're already there, most of them.
Good amount. Speaking of things that didn't eat or serve, Joe Hendry and Trick Williams signed a contract backstage, which the crowd booed as soon as they revealed this was a pre-tape. And the big takeaway here for me was that I really think Ava's like one of the worst general managers.
Nah.
She belittles the roster so much and makes them all look stupid. It's very like Stephanie McMahon coded, except Stephanie McMahon like had power because she was a McMahon. Mm-hmm. I know Ava's like rock daughter, but she's also like 4'5" and not a good wrestler and not a good.
That's
presence.
why she don't wrestle no more.
Like Joe and Trick start yelling at each other, and she's like, "Boys, sit down." And they're like, "Sorry, mom," and they like get pouty and like, "No, like, don't respect her authority. You're a pro wrestler."
Nah,
yell at each other. Fine. They should be allowed to yell. Wrestlers, I think you should be allowed to yell a little bit if you're a wrestler.
It's fine. I like her in this role because the other option is either her wrestling or doing that, and I would rather her do that.
The difference is when this is Nick Aldis or Adam Pearce, they start yelling and screaming and they can't contain anything. She yells and screams and everyone's like, "Yes, ma'am, right away, ma'am."
Yeah, because they know who on the fucking board of directors.
No, I don't buy that. They need to establish that. And
I buy it, but we know.
Doesn't matter. It stinks. Anyway, next week on NXT, Joe Hendry is going to do a concert and Trick Williams is going to rap.
What? Oh no, I don't like that.
Yeah. Do you think Booker T will help?
Yes, and I will not like it. Either way. With or without Booker's participation.
Tune in next week to this show to see how B-Rob felt about that.
Oh, yeah.
But now, Cody, we will take that break that you promised everybody.
Hell yeah.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about Backlash and all of the stuff that happened after that.
And welcome back. We got some good old SmackDown talk for you.
Not a ton.
Yeah. Not a ton that I can reference because I didn't see SmackDown.
Okay, well, I did because one important thing happened. And that was Alexa Bliss returned again.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
I was excited about that. No pop because this crowd was really terrible.
They probably forgot who she was.
There was a little pop. There was like a weird looking guy who was really excited, and that wasn't me.
She was a mystery partner, right?
Yeah, she tagged with Zelina against Chelsea and one of the others, and they won. And then later in the night, Charlotte cut a promo about how the crowd is like mean and disrespectful, and she stormed off. And she found Alexa in the back, and Alexa's like, "Hey, we got to talk." So it seems like they're teaming them up.
I don't like that.
Here's the thing. I don't love it, but it does two things.
Yeah.
One, it addresses what Charlotte said in a interview like a few weeks ago, is that she thinks her character stinks and it's not relatable and nobody likes it. Mm-hmm. So it gives her the chance to reinvent herself. And it gets Alexa away from the Wyatt Six.
And it gets her on TV.
So small victories?
Yeah, I guess. So is Charlotte going to start dressing spoopy?
I don't know. I hope not.
Is Charlotte going to carry her own little doll?
Maybe.
I'm here for that.
Maybe Charlotte starts dressing spoopy and Alexa starts dressing like Charlotte.
I'm good for a role change. I'm good for that.
Maybe they find like a middle ground or something. What the fuck are you eating?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This isn't Kody and his dog. This is you audibly eating.
I'm not eating anything.
What are you chewing on?
I don't know. I told you already.
You got something in your mouth. I know that.
Pecan swirl.
What is a pecan swirl? Is that like a cinnamon roll, but with like pecans?
Yeah.
Do you call it Snickers pecan? Like in that commercial where the girls like spill the tea and then she spills it and they're like, you should have Snickers pecan. Do you say pecan?
I only call it that. I only call these that.
Okay. So you say it wrong sometimes because that's the way to say it.
Yeah. Pecan. I grew up in the South. I had a pecan tree in my backyard, and I picked pecans off the ground and
caramel
pecan
or caramel?
candy. But caramel.
Yeah, that's the proper way because there's an A in there.
Yeah. I was like, caramel's for British people, bro.
Cody's like, I ain't touching any of this. Too much flavor.
Yeah, Sprite fucking freaks him out.
That Sprite,
spicy water.
That Sprite chill is pretty good. It's like cherry Sprite. Anyway, speaking of good, there was some Backlash stuff that happened because Backlash was a PLE that was this week, and we broke it up to talk about it based on the shows, and because we haven't gotten any fallout from Backlash regarding these two things, we'll talk about them here real quick. The Fatal 4-Way for the US title was pretty decent, and ultimately Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest battled into the crowd, and they threw each other through tables and stuff, which allowed Jacob Fatu to beat LA Knight with help from Jeff Cobb, who Jacob Fatu was not happy about being there.
Or at least it seemed like that on the surface.
Who the fuck is Jeff Cobb?
Jeff Cobb. He was the man in the mask on Lucha Underground. I forget what it is. Something Matanza.
Everybody wore a mask in Lucha Underground.
Well, he was the big bad for season
Sky
1.
didn't.
No, he wasn't. You're thinking of Mr. C's.
No, you shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. So
killer spelled backwards.
Once again, shut the fuck up. He is also was a staple in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which you can hear us talk about him at length on Didn't Get All of It Japan. He was a former, I think, New Japan Television champion, never openweight champion. He was a mercenary in AEW for Chris Jericho on 2 occasions. Filipino world champion, former Olympian for Guam, and that's all I can think of right now. He got a whole bunch of world titles on the Indies, or titles on the Indies. Yeah, very good.
Is this another guy that's just going to outshine Solo?
Yes.
That's great.
Okay, so you just explained a whole bunch of shit and riddled off this guy's resume, but is he an NOI or a Fatu?
He's Filipino, Kody.
Okay, so why the fuck is he in this group?
He's an island boy.
Okay, so everyone from an island is
yes. Haven't you noticed that, Kody?
Puerto Rico's an island. I don't see Carlito joining the Bloodline anytime soon.
Not that island, though.
Manhattan's an island. When's Damian Priest going to join?
Not that island. They speak Spanish.
This is stupid. I don't like this at all.
A lot of people speak Spanish.
Yeah. But they don't.
It's fine. I'm intrigued to see this because it adds more of a rift there. And it'll be nice to see the Bloodline and Judgment Day finally fall apart.
Yeah, please.
Also on Backlash, John Cena, Randy Orton for the title. I don't think any of us could have predicted this being this good.
This was fantastic.
I thought this was maybe the best match they've ever had together.
Yeah, they had time to get seasoning.
20-something years.
Yeah. they figured it out. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they worked it out. The only thing that I didn't like, and it was like the same way the first time it happened, when he did the attitude adjustment and he went into the RKO, it doesn't ever look good. You know,
I thought this looked amazing, but nobody.
Well, I mean, because like you'll catch it, but like commentary never does it justice.
Yeah.
The best spot was because I've seen that before. And it's
he did
cool,
it through a table one time.
I think he's only done it a few times, but it was always something that he should have done way more often.
But something they did in this match that I don't think I've ever seen them do is Orton reversed the shoulder tackle with an RKO.
Yeah. Love that.
It was so clean. It was
my biggest complaint is that anybody lays down for the 5-knuckle shuffle at this point, because they should see it coming.
Yeah, that's why I always loved when Punk would kick him square in the face anytime he went for it.
Yeah, that was great. The ref bumps where they ran out of referees was hilarious. And then the RKO spree was a big tell that Orton was not winning, because he gave everybody what they wanted
from when this match was announced.
I thought there might have been a chance.
Hell nah. Cena is not relinquishing that title anytime soon.
I thought there was a more than 0% chance that.
Well, yeah,
Orton
that's always a given, but nah.
Now, the one criticism I think you can have of the match was the finish being centered around R-Truth.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about R-Truth.
A little silly.
Yeah, and then the follow-up to that was they did the scrum afterwards where Cena attacked R-Truth and put him through a table.
That was stupid. These press conference post shows, like, I always watch them because we're not doing anything after these and there's nothing on, so it's like I'll just leave the shit on. Maybe Kathy Kelly will talk, or Triple H will tell me that the gate was really big and we can all celebrate. Mm-hmm. But like, none of that happened here because I don't think they did good business. And the scene of like doing moves in front of the press that's not even good. Like, I don't know. This was all really dumb. I hated the finish because it was the belt shot, but I realized as that happened that no one's kicking out of the title belt to the head is like such a Paul Heyman thing. And it reminds me of when they had Mark Henry doing the bear hug. And that story was like, Paul Heyman's like, nobody, like, this stuff never worked before, but if you make it work for one person, it'll become a serious thing. So like, I guess that's what they're doing here.
Yeah, you got to reclaim some of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't like it, but it is what it is. This match was really good, though. I hate that it was good. I wasn't expecting it to be good, and I was excited to complain about it. They went longer than I thought. It's Cena's best match in years. Like, years, Cena hasn't had a match that's good.
Seasoned professionals.
We'll see how we go from here. I don't really have any desire to see Cena versus R-Truth, but the internet marks do.
I do. Just to kind of like close it up.
I feel bad that I just said the internet marks. Everyone's on the internet. The marks do.
Yeah, it's just like, this is Cena's, greatest hits on the way out or whatever. I mean,
sure, I would agree with that, but like, he's got limited dates, man. We can't be wasting it on R-Truth. I'm sorry.
Hey, R-Truth is a national treasure in this company. But like, what I was about to say is like, I firmly believe before the little Jimmy stupid shit, because it kind of threw it all off, R-Truth should have beat Cena at Capital Punishment in DC. Because he did all the amazing heel work up until that point, except for when he veered off and started doing that stupid ass little Jimmy shit.
That was a time period where everybody should have beaten Cena. That's why nobody came out of that era as a star. Like, nobody was able to be the next guy because they beat everybody. I don't know. I agree with Kody. Like, I don't want them to waste a date on R-Truth. I kind of, as much as I would like to see it for the sake of my fandom, I don't think they should waste one on Joe Hendry with Cena. Like, I know they're like speaking it into existence, but like,
I mean, I'd rather see that than R-Truth.
So would I. Like, I think that would be way more interesting.
So, but also, I look at it from the other end of it is like, this is his. This is for him. It's not for us, really.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Who else do we want to see him face? Like, we're going to get the Punk match at some point.
Yeah.
It has to be Punk. The Cody rematch, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what caps it all off.
But does Cody win the belt back from Cena, or does somebody else do it?
I think Cody probably does.
Yeah.
What if Punk does it, and then
we need
that's
to
how we
see
get Cody Punk?
That would be cool too.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
We can finally
get Gunther.
We can get that Cody Punk promo again, going into WrestleMania or the Rumble or whatever. Except this time, Punk will be the champ.
I like it.
Gunther would be interesting. Pat McAfee?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe you do waste it on him, because I can't think of anybody else on the roster I want to see. Like, you don't need a Cena versus like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I really don't care. Yeah, I mean, I really don't care, because I mean, yeah, I just throw names out there, and I was like, sure, let them do it. Fuck it.
You could do that in a video game, but we're talking like 20 dates left.
Yep. So, I mean, the only thing that I would want, just like for the whole of professional wrestling, and I doubt that we'll get it, but I mean, I never would say never, is Hiroshi Tanahashi versus John Cena. They're both retiring this year.
I think if they can find a way to make that work, they should.
Yeah. I'm hoping they do. Even if they don't have a match, I just want them in the same vicinity at the same time.
I think it's tricky because no one in most WWE fans do not know who Tanahashi is.
I think you'd be surprised.
I hope to be.
Yeah. But I think it's such a jumbled mess. I mean, this whole of professional wrestling right now, with all the dealings that's going on and whatnot, because AEW and New Japan have their partnership. Freaking WWE and Pro Wrestling Noah has their partnership. But at the same time, since they're both Japanese companies, they have partnerships within each other. So I think that's the bridge. Tanahashi could easily just go over to Noah and do something. And since WWE has the partnership with Noah, Cena can go over there and do something with Noah. Oh, they just happen to be in the same building at the same time, working for the same company. There you go. But realistically, what I think they'll get out of that, if anything, if it's not Cena, it'll be Nakamura. And I know how we all feel about that right now, currently. But as far as the Tanahashi side of the thing, it makes all the sense because they're such an integral part of each other's career, and one of them is retiring. So that makes sense to make that work.
Yeah. And I love Nakamura, so whatever. Go for it. Anyway, that was SmackDown. Over to Raw. Punk and Zayn and Jey Uso started the show by the same way they ended the show last week. Punk came out, had a promo, talked some shit about Paul Heyman. Then everybody fought.
Call him a fat penguin.
Was this the moment when he yeeted with a child?
No, that was later. But that was an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Made that kid's life, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
At least his parents are still talking about it.
Yeah. Him and the other child.
This set up Punk and Zayn against Seth and Braun at Saturday night's main event, which is next weekend?
Yes.
I think.
It's the same time as the Roblox thing, right? Roblox. Battleground.
Sure. No, I think it's this weekend.
No, it's next.
I'll look it up.
Continue. It's not tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow.
I don't think it is. Please stand by while we figure this out.
I told you. Continue. I got it. I'm looking.
No, it's May 24th. Never mind.
Yeah.
Told you.
Weekend. Sorry.
Okay, so that's happening. And over to the next thing. From Backlash, Dominic Mysterio defeated Penta with a ton of interference from all the Judgment Day
things. Yeah, just for side notes, Saturday night main event the 24th, Battleground the 25th.
Yes. So we'll be talking about that more next week. I loved Penta and Dominic Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was really, really good and quite possibly the best one-on-one Dominic Mysterio match of his career.
Who would have thought, right?
He's having a great year.
Even when he was bad, he was still pretty good.
He's on my short list for rest of the year right now.
Mm-hmm. That's a short list.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really liked it. These guys worked well together. Mysterio was pulling out stuff I hadn't seen from him before, like that suicide dive into a DDT.
Oh yeah, that was
sick.
Fun times.
Yep. This set up a match on Raw though, because that match ended when the Judgment Day was all being thrown out, but still interfering. When El Grande Americano hit him with the metalhead.
Yeah.
Which I hate, but it works. So
what's
Penta
the payoff
took
to that?
on Gable at the beginning of, I think it was the first match on Raw. And I don't know if you guys would have expected this, but this match was awesome. Turns out Chad Gable, really fucking good.
Who would have thought?
Who knew?
By the way, just real quick, as a whole, for the Backlash show, I did think that it was a little overkill that like over half of the matches ended with interference.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, R-Truth in the main event. We had El Grande Americano here. There was Jeff Cobb debuting in the opener.
Only Becky and Lyra was clean.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but even that, like after the match, there was like a post-match beatdown. I don't know, just production meetings.
Yeah,
do them.
Have them.
Oh, a match that didn't have any interference. Actually, that's not true. It did. Michael Cole got up from the desk. Gunther and Pat McAfee.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, look, I know it was not everyone's cup of tea.
It was good for what it was.
I thought they put on a performance, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very well told story, executed well. It was not a match of the year or any kind of 5-star classic, but it got the job done. And
yeah, he never said die.
It was.
Pat didn't tap.
It was entertaining.
I liked it. I thought the story they told was good. It's nice to see, like, I don't know. It's weird because there's a period of time when a commentator stood up to do something in the ring, you wanted to like throw your TV out the window, but it was too heavy because it was big. And now it's like, I don't mind it because at least Pat McAfee is capable of performing to some degree. And it's not like it's Jerry Lawler and they're dropping a fucking elbow. Like, I don't know. And this was good.
I don't know, man. Did you remember The Miz versus Jerry Lawler?
No.
You remember Dolph Ziggler versus Jerry Lawler?
I do.
I know he does.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up.
So yeah. I don't know. Not too bad, but this did lead to Jey Uso, middle of the show, comes out to yeet, and yeah, B-Rob mentioned earlier, great spot in his entrance where a kid was in the way, so he picked them up and did the yeet with them. And I think the parent was just like losing their mind about how cool it was. So I liked that. And then Gunther interrupted and said that no matter who wins at Saturday Night's Main Event, he's got next. So we're going back to that.
Yeah, I look forward to Gunther versus Logan Paul.
I don't like that, though.
I'd be interested in that.
Just do it another way, not that way.
They can't possibly be going back to that. There's got to be like a twist.
That's what I'm saying. I think Logan Paul might win.
I don't want that, though.
I think Goldberg gets in the way.
Yeah, we've been calling this audible, and if there's any time to pull that I would agree with, it would be now.
I think genuinely, don't you think right now would be a great opportunity to turn Gunther face?
No,
because
anybody.
I feel like the seeds were kind of planted with the way that the McAfee match ended. Gunther actually like showed him and Michael Cole respect. And if you have Logan Paul beat Jey Uso, Logan Paul versus Gunther is a very easy way to get the crowd behind Gunther. Gunther is, old school, the ring general. Like, the ring is sacred, and Logan Paul is a YouTuber coming in here disgracing the sacred ring. Like, easy.
Yeah, I mean, but anybody opposed to Logan Paul is face, regardless.
Yeah, that's an easy way to do it. Also, it's worth noting they did have a little segment on Raw. If this is what does happen, if they do pivot and Logan Paul wins the title for a month, because I don't think if he wins it at Saturday Night's Main Event, he's not keeping it past Money in the Bank. But like, they did set up a thing with Ludwig in the back where he was being interviewed by somebody, and that person was like, "Hey, you had a really good year last year. This year sucks. You're doing really bad right now." And it was like right after a Money in the Bank thing, and they announced that the Money in the Bank qualifiers would be happening. So like, you could hypothetically set up a scenario
Gunther
and Kaiser.
Yeah. I don't know about all that. But yeah,
I don't either.
Just gotta wait and see.
Could do it. You don't have to, but you could. It's gonna be weird to do that when Karrion Kross wins Money in the Bank.
Well, so here's the thing, though, right? What if Karrion Kross wins it and cashes in on Logan Paul? Because there's that story there too.
The idea of Logan Paul and everything. God damn it!
Look, I know that I have said this is the year of Karrion Kross. The idea of him winning Money in the Bank and becoming champion is not part of my year of Kross.
Apparently, he's like the #1 shirt seller right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm on their site right now, imagining what it's like to own one of their shirts because they take forever to arrive, even though you pay $10 shipping. But still not here, by the way.
Yeah, but
allegedly it'll get here tomorrow.
A weekly Paul's shirt tracker.
Yeah,
on this show,
dude. I pay. You know how much I pay for shipping from Amazon? $0. And it shows up before I wake up in the morning. Why is it $10? You can't get it here in it shipped last Tuesday, not the Tuesday like a few days ago, the 7th. It is now the 16th. That's too long for a shirt in the mail.
Sorry.
Horrible ass website. Fucking Pro Wrestling Tees ass WWE shop. This didn't happen when it was Shop Zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Bring back Shop Zone.
Bring back Shop Zone. Bring back those Gildan shirts that were $25, not $35. Fucking Trump's American Tariff t-shirts.
You know what I really hate, though, actually, is the ugly-ass WWE logo they've been putting on the sleeve of all their new shirts.
Yep.
Like your Joe Hendry WrestleMania shirt has one.
I'm not going to wear it in public.
Ugly.
I'll put like a shirt over it.
You're going to wear it in the bedroom?
Yeah, it's for the lady.
To say his name and his boner will appear.
People, ew. People do like to do that to music, and maybe that's a song we could play. It's going to be weird that we have to clap.
Well,
I hope you're clapping.
Well, we're clapping, but you got to do it to the song.
Yeah, boy.
Wave your balls.
Just that for me.
Anyway, I believe that would be a good time. But what was also a good time, stop me if you've heard this one before, Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. Also very, very good. I thought this whole Raw was probably like one of the best of the year, honestly.
Really?
Like top to bottom, the matches were good. The stories that they told were good. Everything was just good. There wasn't anything terrible on this show.
I agree, but it was also just like nothing stood out to me. Like it was all good, but there wasn't anything excellent.
I think this was excellent.
Okay.
But of course, Judgment Day stuff got involved. Penta showed up to help because he's sick of the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
And AJ Styles won, which was very refreshing because he doesn't do that often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like Finn Balor always loses, so
yeah, 2 losers in a match. What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Backlash: Becky Lynch, Lyra for the Intercontinental title.
Good stuff.
Excellent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very good. Every once in a while, Lyra proves that she's good. I wish she wasn't the Intercontinental Champion, and I wish it was Dakota Kai, but that time has passed, and now we have to accept that she is this mid-card champion.
Lyra's great. I'm fully like on board. She's one of my favorite wrestlers in the company right now.
Do you do the little woos in the entrance?
I do now. You might be able to go back and find some old podcasts of me talking about Lyra when she debuted on NXT. I've done a complete 180 on her since then. She's great. She's one of the best in the company, and
you can't find those podcasts.
Okay, good. But yeah, Backlash stuff was great. I thought Raw follow up was
it's just Becky yelling.
Yeah, like
it reminded me of that promo when they initially wanted to turn her heel and it didn't work.
She's like playing into the whole Becky Hogan thing and being like, the man is going to hold you down. That's going to be her new catchphrase that she tries to get over.
I think it's fine.
Sure. But
it's been very hard for her to be a heel because up until now, everyone loved her. So now there's the actual opportunity to do something fresh with her. Because Big Time Beck sucked.
Yeah.
And they tried to turn her heel before the Mania stuff, and that was bad. This is like the actual opportunity for her to do something that gets heat.
It's so interesting to me. I really enjoy Becky in the ring. Like bell to bell, she's great. But her character work, I've never gotten into. I didn't like the man. Didn't like Big Time Bex. I don't like this.
This is
doesn't do anything for me.
This is copy and paste of her and Trish.
Is it?
Yeah, they were tag team champions.
Oh, and she's just doing the Trish
for whatever reason she turned on her. And then we had heel Trish Stratus for whatever fucking reason.
Oh, it's just now it's reversed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I don't.
Yeah. Well, this
program continue, but
this is a better version of that.
I figure we get the Bayley return soon, and we pivot over to Bayley and Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And then you probably pivot to like Roxanne or Julia against Lyra.
However that works out.
Well, speaking of, they main evented Raw. Roxanne Perez and Julia took on Rhea and Io.
So,
what?
I got confused. Just like at a glance. I mean, obviously they're very different, but the gear is very similar. Roxanne and Rhea. So like if you're cooking like I was, and then you kind of like look over at the screen, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, B-Rob's shocked that he's the one in the kitchen and not the women.
Yeah.
What are they doing on my TV? Guys should be in here.
Yeah, but Rhea and Roxy looked like they were a tag team. They're just like
maybe they will be someday.
I wouldn't mind that.
Roxanne should ride her shoulders to the ring.
Oh, I would love that so much.
It'd be pretty cool. This match was pretty cool, and lots of shenanigans, lots of miscommunications.
Oh, yeah.
At the end, Rhea won, and Io and her held up the belt, and Rhea wants the title back, of course. At the same time, they did some video on the extracurriculars where Roxanne and Julia like blew up at each other and said that they're not a team.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is forgotten by the time we get to Raw, or if, I mean, we talked about it last week. I don't think they're a team. I think they're just, this is a vehicle to get them both there, and then they will split quickly.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we just turn Roxanne face, please?
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good stuff. I'm very intrigued by this. It's nice. It's nice to have 2 new people on the roster that are like interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting Julia to be called up this quick, but I'm glad she was.
Didn't think so at all.
We've come a long way from them forcing her to speak English with Funaki as her manager for a
Oh
week.
my God.
Remember that?
Yeah.
She's also gotten better at English, but she was also like, that was stupid. I'm glad that didn't work.
Yeah, because English is stupid.
It is. Speaking of stupid, I think it's time we take a break. And when we come back, B-Rob will tell us about Dynamite.
Goddamn. Throw that on my plate.
Welcome back to Didn't Get All of It. It's time to light the fuse. B-Rob, why don't you tell us about Dynamite this week?
All right, so there's some things happening here. There's only a couple things that I want to talk about with a little bit of substance behind it, but matter of fact, fuck it, let's just dive into it. To open the show, we had a tag team match with Will Ospreay and Hangman versus Takeshita and Josh Alexander, newly acquired talent for the Don Callis family, Paul's favorite guy.
Why is there an asterisk by his name? Is he an Avenger?
No. I only put asterisks about the matches or things here that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the only significance of this or whatever is because Will Ospreay is going to go up against Hangman at Double or Nothing for the finals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. So they put him in a situation to where will they coexist and everything. And for the most part, they were a good team throughout the match. The only thing that kind of, I don't know, stuck out to me or whatever, as far as their pairing as a tag team, Will Ospreay wanted to do all the work. He wanted to be in the ring more than Hangman wanted to be. So like anytime Hangman got in the ring and kind of got some offense or whatever it is, Will wanted to tag out. And there was certain points in the match to where, you know, Hangman got close enough to the corner. He did the thing to where he slapped him on the shoulder and he put himself in. He did that throughout the majority of this match. And I don't know why. You know, this is somebody that you're going to be fighting against later. And then you want the lion's share of the punishment. I don't get that. You want to spread the wealth, but it was a good match all around. Josh Alexander got to showcase some of his skills and whatnot, some of his strength. There was a point in the match to where Will Ospreay did his handstand rebound off the ropes. Josh Alexander snatched him out of the air in torture rack position and did like a inverted reverse F5 and slammed him on his fucking face. Wild shit. And then they just did the normal will they exist tropes and everything to where accidental hits might have came into play. There was a point to where Hangman almost hit Will with a buckshot. And there was a point to where, and it was a good setup to it, good angles with the camera work and stuff to where Hangman almost got hit by a hidden blade, but Will stopped his elbow like right in front of Hangman's face. And it was fucking cool and shit or whatever. And then like the camera kind of panned around and you can see how close his elbow was to his actually hitting his face and shit before he stopped it. Cool shit. And then it got down to the end and the match ended with a buckshot lariat hidden blade combo. And it knocked Josh Alexander's fucking headgear off his fucking head and out of the ring. It was fucking cool as shit. So there you go. You got your winners there in that match. And then y'all, what year is it?
The year of our Lord Joe Tessitore, 2025.
We had Ricochet versus Zach Gowen.
B-Rob, why is there an asterisk by his name? Is he an Avenger?
No, I wanted to talk about this match. For one thing specifically, for those who don't know, Zach Gowen is a professional wrestler who has one leg. He lost his leg as a child of 8 years old, battling pediatric cancer. I know this because commentary did a good job of laying that out.
I know this because I watched SmackDown in 2003.
Yeah. So, and another thing, and an aside, that's some rough shit. Shout out to the young children amputees or whatever, because that's a rough life to live. And I say that because you're a child and you lose a limb, but you're a child. You don't stop growing, and that bone is going to grow too. So what happens is when you lose that limb, that bone still grows and is going to puncture that skin. So they constantly have to go and get that bone shaved down and the skin re-sewed.
I'm sure that's comfortable. I think I remember them talking about that on like a Confidential or something.
Yeah, so
like with him when he was on the roster for a brief minute.
That fucking sucks.
Is that Booker's younger brother?
Confidential?
No, Ampute. Amputee.
I like it.
I don't at all.
Oh yeah, man.
Please stop. But the only thing to note that I wanted to bring up about this match, Ricochet was top notch. He he sold it perfectly. You know, you got Zach Gowen down, and he went for a figure four. And he was shocked and disgusted as like he couldn't pull the move off because the motherfucker ain't got no other leg to cross up and shit.
Can you explain how he got here?
Oh,
he just did. It was pediatric cancer,
uh-huh.
and
then he was relevant 22 years ago. So AEW absolutely booked him.
Well, they did a show in his hometown, and he was there on Collision. And
is that all it takes?
And they did the interaction there, set up to this match.
They refuse to do stuff with their own talent.
Yeah, you made that point. Expand? Or
no, I don't understand like why we're pivoting to we went to Zach Gowen's hometown, so now he's on the show like for 3 weeks straight.
I don't think it was that long.
2 weeks? 2 episodes?
Yeah, 2 episodes.
I don't know. I'm not into it, but whatever. People like it. It sounds like it was fun.
Yeah.
Who's the nerdy white ROH commentator that was on commentary?
The one that you say you hate every time that he's on commentary. Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, he sucks. You know why he sucks? Multitude of reasons. But he especially sucks because I was watching this match and
I know what you're going to say. It's a slip of the tongue. How many fucking wrestlers have we got out there with one goddamn leg, Cody? It's a slip of the fucking tongue. They got it right every other time except for that one point.
Well, this guy, Riccaboni.
You're just looking for a reason to hate somebody, Cody, and I hate it. It's just you. It's just you.
He was cheering on Zach Gowen, and he said, "Come on, Zach, get to your feet."
Well, hey, that's kind of relevant because what prompted this match, you know, other than the other shenanigans, Ricochet stole Zach's prosthetic leg.
Yeah, but
so he had to get to his feet.
The Street Profits aren't fighting the guy from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going to be honest. You know what this feels like?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, what if they're capitalizing off of what they saw on WWE?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is I feel like Tony Khan was watching the TLC match and saw Montez Ford take that guy's leg and was like, "Hey, what's Zach Gowen up to?" And decided to call him. I fully believe that's what happened.
Yo, I was putting it together as you was thinking it. That's funny though. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that I wanted to talk about. Just look up the clip of the figure four spot. That shit was funny as fuck. But I mean, throughout the match, Zach took all of Ricochet's signature moves, and he kicked out of all of them. But he would ultimately.
Why?
Come on, man.
Why is he kicking out of them?
Dog. Just let these people get their flowers. This dude had a 25-year career in professional wrestling.
No,
I mean,
no.
he probably
had a
never
1-year career in professional wrestling, and then he spent 25 years doing whatever else he's been doing.
Hold on. Why does Zach Gowen get to get his flowers, but people like Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe,
they're still wrestling?
So is
get
Zach
shit on by you.
They got belts and had belts. They still wrestling. They can't get flowers because they don't fucking leave.
I don't think Zach Gowen, he doesn't need his flowers here. He shouldn't get to kick out of main roster guys.
No,
finish.
No, just let them do that thing. Just let them. You don't even watch it, so fuck it. It's over.
Yeah, but like,
let's go to the next.
That's why I'm
thing.
not watching like stupid shit like that. Like guy who hasn't been around in 22 years is all of a sudden kicking out of all of Ricochet's moves for what?
Let's go to the next thing.
They did some wrestle John Cena here on the retirement tour.
They did some Hurt Syndicate shit. They finally came up with an answer for MJF, and now MJF is in the Hurt Syndicate. I think the only thing that I wanted to talk about it with that, I did put an asterisk by it. I'm sorry, Paul.
He's not an Avenger.
When they went to the decision, everybody did the thumbs up, thumbs down thing or whatever. So Shelton, thumbs up, MVP, thumbs up. And then Bobby played with the crowd. He was like, oh, am I going to go down? Oh, I'm going to go up. And he finally put the thumbs up and everything. But the whole time while Bobby was toying with if I'm going to put my thumb up or down, Shelton Benjamin was in the background looking menacing as fuck. Because if you would have put that thumb down, he was about to fuck MJF up. And that was a cool visual or whatever in the background. I like that a lot. But that was the only thing about that. And then...
But now they're all friends, so it's fine.
Yeah. Until.
It's cool that they have a young person in this group.
Yeah, they're the Nation of Domination with Owen Hart.
It's good they have a young person. He's 29. Okay, I guess that's still pretty young.
Yeah, he's the youngest. Then we got the main event. Jon Moxley, the briefcase world champion, versus Samoa Joe, 1/3 of the trios champions, in a steel cage match for the AEW briefcase championship.
And the steel cage is the Avenger.
This fucking sucked. And I'm not saying it because it's Jon Moxley or Samoa Joe. It just fucking sucked.
Explain how it sucked, because when I see that on paper, that sounds very good.
Does it though?
Yes. I like both of them as performers. I
don't
like what Jon Moxley's been doing.
That's what I'm saying.
But
so
what made this bad?
Just them laboring over each other in the fucking cage? Samoa Joe being Samoa Joe, old and fucking out of shape. He is reserved for promo cutting as a manager and commentary and other shit. This in-ring shit is not for him anymore. It's showing. Yeah, he can do his spot in the corner. Yeah, he can do his walk-away spot, but everybody else is doing the fucking work. It fucking sucks. This day and age. I'm not talking about Samoa Joe in the past or of old, when he did the triple threat matches with AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, and he had the series with Kurt Angle and all kind of stuff in TNA and all this other stuff that we can praise him for. Right now, here in 2025, this motherfucker sucks, and he should not be wrestling anymore. That's just my opinion. Everybody can like him. You do what you want, but fuck that motherfucker. And Jon Moxley.
The online reaction to this seems very different than your opinion of it.
Tell me why. What'd they say?
It just seems like everything I saw was people saying this was cool.
Cool for what?
I don't know.
No. Look.
All you've told me is you don't like it because Samoa Joe is old.
And they did nothing, man.
You gotta let him have his flowers, man. He's got a 30-year career.
Nah, man. Yeah, and it should have ended, 10 years ago?
No.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't have gotten Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar.
Oh, damn. All right, you're right.
I take
that
back.
So
8 minutes of it.
I'll take that back. I take that back because I was really on the Samoa Joe train at that point in time. So I'll take that back. So wherever the line is beyond that point,
I think it's the All Elite line.
Nah, it was the freaking NXT championship. Give up the championship. Yeah, I'm NXT champion,
and then
because this is the timeline
in the parking lot.
This is the timeline. The parking lot bullshit. He was the champ. Then he had to vacate for some mysterious reason. He was gone for however long. Then he came back, enforcer, did all that shit, did the commentary, did phenomenal work in that role. I will give him props for that because he is a great talker. He is a great character. But performance-wise, that's a different story. Then they came back. Then they let him go. Then he crossed the line into freaking AEW. And
didn't someone debut in this match?
Yes. That's another reason why I hate this shit. And it's aside. So it got down to all the shenanigans and everything. everybody trying to interfere and help or whatever, but the cage is in the way. I mean, how are we going to get to the shenanigans? A hooded figure shows up with the AEW briefcase in the bank, slides it in between.
Hang on a second. I just want to clarify. Can you explain what type of hooded figure? Because the way that the Moxley angle has portrayed itself, I think people need to understand.
Well,
what type of color was this hood?
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. A white hooded figure. Nah, it was a black hoodie. But it was
the person wearing it was white.
Yes. This hooded figure shows up. They kind of get a wide shot on it, or you can't really make the face out because, plus he got the hood on. Slides the briefcase in between the cage into the ring so Mox can utilize it, and get the victory. That person that slid the briefcase in and seems to be aligning with the Death Riders and the Young Bucks because they came down to the ring and tried to do some things is Gabe Kidd of New Japan Pro Wrestling. God damn, I hate this so fucking much.
Is this Tyson's son?
No.
Is this A's son?
No. Just New Japan Gabe Kidd. He is a great performer. He has come a long way. I used to hate the shit out of him, but like throughout his years of performances, he's really turned my opinion around. And you can hear more in detail discussion about Gabe Kidd on Didn't Get All of It Japan. But I hate this so much that he's aligning with them. And I mean, I say this because if he's over here fucking with Tony Khan, he's not over in Japan where they need him. And I am upset about this because, I mean, right now in like, as far as pay goes in Japan, it's kind of waning. So, I mean, the paydays they can get here in the States is probably more appealing and, profitable for anybody. And you go to a place that's going to give you more money. I mean, hell, why not, right? So I think they might lure this guy away, and I'm not ready for him to go because he still has more to accomplish and prove here in Japan. But, they do Forbidden Door and all kind of other shit. So, I mean, maybe I'm reading too deep into that, but right now I don't like it. But, yeah. I mean, you can form your own opinions about it. I would say out of the whole card of Dynamite, maybe look at this because, I mean, you know how I feel. There's hours and hours and hours and hours of audio of me.
There's not. It's only a year.
Yeah, that's hours and hours, motherfuckers.
You compiled all of your thoughts about Samoa Joe from the year this podcast existed. Probably make 35 minutes.
Nah, I don't think it will. I think you get a solid hour.
I think we should do a whole episode about Samoa Joe to give him his flowers.
Go ahead. I won't be there.
So you gotta be there. And then when we're done doing that,
gotta be shit.
We'll review Friendship, the movie.
No, I ain't doing that either. It's one or the other.
Wait, you'll do one or the other?
Yep.
Oh, then we're doing Friendship.
All right, so I'm doing Samoa Joe then.
What? No, you have to do...
I'm not going to do the one you want.
That's not how this works.
Yes, it's how it's going to work.
I think you should see it. It's got an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's how good it is.
Like, is it a limited release? Is it going to go to streaming soon?
No, it's going to be in theaters next weekend for the general public.
Okay. Like I said, to be fair, be honest. I mean, I hate that dude. I hate that show. I hate that show.
Give him his flowers. He's had
Paul,
years
shut the fuck up. Listen to me.
Career.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Gotta give him his flowers.
Shut the fuck up. I hate his show. I hate him acting in his show. But I will admit I am intrigued to see how he does outside of that bubble. Because you mentioned, I think the show they had before that, the Detroiters.
Yep.
I'm interested because I know that's not that. But then again, it's the same people that's in that. So I'm
apprehensive. Kind of the same.
All right. Well,
there
you go. You sold it. You sold me on it. I'm not watching that shit. Then.
There's a lot in Detroiters where you're like, oh, I know the sketch they made out of this scene.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not watching that shit then.
one of the reviews I read today, which was a negative review, said, "How would you like to watch a 111-minute I think you should leave sketch?" And everyone that I saw reading that review said, "Absolutely." But the reviewer did not seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, that he is my brother.
Yeah, I love your brother.
When you explain it to me like that's really turning me off.
I think you should see it. We should talk about it.
Nah.
If I lived in Houston, I would go with you to the theater.
No.
But thankfully, I don't live in that fucking hellhole. Do you know how hot it is there?
No, I don't.
You haven't seen the weather that you live in?
No, I hadn't.
It's getting up to like 98 today.
No, I hadn't been outside at all in my work.
My local news here is like, it's getting hot this week. It's going to be 85. And I'm like, wow, that's springtime in Houston and winter. Better get off the jackets.
But
Cody, what's the weather like where you're at?
It's like 70.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's 60 now, but it was like 70 today.
It's getting pretty steamy.
Let me know when it's 69.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything else we want to talk about?
No.
Do we have any more flowers to give to washed up wrestlers who did nothing in 2003?
I enjoyed the Zach Gowen match over the main event.
I think it's time we give Mordecai his flowers.
I would probably enjoy his matches more than the main event.
I don't know if that's true. He wasn't good then.
He's probably better now.
I don't think that's true.
He's selling real estate. I know because a couple years back I looked it up for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Didn't Mojo Rawley get into real estate for a second and then he was on like an episode of House Hunters?
I'm not sure, but
I think that's true.
He was also at one of those wrestling companies. I think it might have been DPW or one of those things. They did a combine and he was there doing stuff.
Mordecai or Mojo?
Mojo, the other M.
Yeah. Do you think he still stays hype?
I'm pretty sure he does.
We should give Mojo his flowers.
Yeah.
Speaking of flowers, you can give us some flowers if you go to fatal4pod.com and click the Patreon link at the top and give us some of your flowers. I know flowers don't mean as much this year as they used to because of the economy, but you could give us some flowers. And for 3 flowers, you get access to the Discord where you can talk about this show and all the other things throughout the week, as well as ad-free episodes. And then $5 gets you the bonus shows. We talked about this earlier. You've heard it because you made it this far, so you must have listened to the beginning. So, with all of that being said, I will now say the thing that I say at the end of the show. We didn't get all of it, folks. But we'll try again next week. For myself, Cody, and B-Rob, that's it for this week. If you just sneeze, God bless you.
You've been listening to a Fatal 4 podcast. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts and visit fatal4pod.com for more episodes, merchandise, and info on the Patreon.
Damn. R.I.P. Regis Philbin. I had no idea.